Broken Hand, that's the name of the band. Broken Hand. Flat. He's managed to convince the entire world in every language. One man without any big media support. Matter of fact, we all ganged up on it and it's still spread. Like lava, no way you can stop it. Until now, until we start our community outreach, lava survival support, and defense programs. When the lava is coming, we're going to move in formations with sticks, iron sticks. We're going to beat back. Yes, we're going to beat back. And we will be victorious. And you will do it. And then all these people that got dorked and they're injected with God knows what. Now, you have to understand, like, it's not that you've been invaded by aliens. You were invaded by aliens. They were turning you into soft meat. One of the earth pigs, Christ, woke up. And we carried it on and on and on. And we said, no, these guys are not to be fucking trusted. And there's a remnants of what the guy was, and now it's turning into Christ consciousness, and the guy didn't actually exist, it's just fine. There's a historical character. There's also King Arthur. They try to say that's the Canterbury Tales, but the Welsh know different when they see like the abandoned ruin of where Camelot and King Arthur's court really was in Wales. And it was wiped out, and the Britons came in, and then this Anglo-Saxon, de facto, whatever. But they try to relegate like what happened in Wales to, myth and lore of King Arthur's court and the Holy Grail, which should have probably been like the Third Testament. Because when you read that, you're like, it's almost biblical. What is this Holy Grail? And it is that. Well, the cup, they say, the Holy Cup. Doesn't exist. Canterbury Tales now. The Welsh hate the British for this. Okay? You don't know this. Diana was Welsh. So they went and grafted and made like, come on over here, King Arthur's lineage, like you, Diana, we want to bring in. And then, thanks for the boys. And we take it into the Anglo-Saxon Goth realm. And so if Harry comes out and says, no, you're not king. You murdered our mother. William tries to pipe in and he goes, quiet, I have more hair than you. And then basically they go at it. It doesn't matter. It's like, what are they going to do? The guy is like His mom was on money. He's from the thing. He could do this. You could literally just come in and grab the king, and I could be your advisor, and we could do this like Columbus with the Portuguese Empire and the royals. And we could open up Antarctica, and this whole thing will collapse. They don't look like there's going to be a bright future when I look at Biden and Clown Swamp. They're like dying. These guys are dying. And it's like, and I'm flourishing in clay, and I'm regenerating, and I'm getting stronger and healthier than ever. And I'm ready to do it. I'm in position. I'm well out of that communism I told you was Canada. I'm well out of the impending Canadian version, America style. If we need to beat you back with cops and turn the whole thing into martial law, it'll do what they did in Canada, but Canada did it with a little peep. It'll come out like a little more. Maybe they'll get even like international help. It'll probably come in like a humanitarian effort, no matter what. So we are here now outside, and I am fighting to keep my family, small family, my son Atlas and my wife Catherine, like eye on the prize. Everybody is being tested by this. At what level if you react horribly, whatever, you're gonna have to become conscious of it fast, because the pressure is testing. Everybody's testing to see if the other one cares really as far as they said things are going to happen. I had a woman, a good friend of mine, she slipped on the floor, hurt her back. I said, get clay. And a conscious blanket of soil, like it's an intelligent life force earth. It's like a smart earth or an intelligent mud. You put on it. It's like a bandage. It stores the sun. So you got the sun like directly as a pad on you, and it dries off, you flake off, and then boom, everything's repaired. Pretty powerful stuff. And I have traveled very far, and I've healed my ear, and I get to enjoy my ear later on in life and actually stop the aging process and reverse it in many cases. So going on 53, I'm going to be 60. Do I look like I got a lot of lizard neck? Right? No. I'm in like prime 30s, late 30s, 40s. And a little flabby, or like could use some more muscle tissue. I eat some more animals. And I will. And so I'm going to get some raw tuna and shit like that, just down the hill. So it's beach, and the Pacific here is like out there on a clear day when they're not spraying from like Alaska down Argentina, making a block of white haze, so I can't see the fucking ocean. And they make me think I'm on a small world after all. But there's a block covering the eye line level of me with the horizon at this height, 6,000 feet up. And it's Malibu 1901, before all the big houses. And it's all sorts of like opportunity here. I could just air balloon down the hill to the next big town, all the expats live, coming with clay. The whole area here, 1,800 hectares is for sale. Couple complications with squatters, not the big deal. And then boom, another 20 hectares for my friend who was growing his hair. They swear an oath on the Bible when they take like Supreme Court or like President's Day. So I'm being talked about at a level where I wouldn't go back, and I don't feel safe in the Commonwealth, with sympathies towards China and all sorts of corruption with election fraud, and and it not being a country yet. It never ratified its constitution because of the fucking French, and that was all by design. They guess supplanted their secession movement to become a country by creating a political party after the real like rebellion, or like almost civil war, was stopped by this Federation Libération de Québec, Federal Liberation of Quebec organization, was shot down by this Quebec Party of Quebec, with this stooge from their television station, the CBC. And so it was all MI6, Scotland Yard, work the Royals, keep Canada. Because Canada is now a WEF project. It was never a country because they never ratified it. So now the WEF has all the fresh water. So I'm out there, and it's like they got the water. I can always go back in. My son should become a Canadian or a WEFer, just to go in there and stir shit up. Because it's his right. The mother has issues with that. I have issues with the U.S. I won't consent ever to their new normal by me saying, yeah, it's okay, you could take my son in there when I'm not American. Absolutely not. No, it's not the contract you guys proposed as a constitution with your government. And you're like, there's no free flow off across land for me to get home. I don't take planes because of my air condition. I never readmitted myself into this new normal. I never consented to any country. They stopped me from going south. The minute it happened, it was happening Friday the 13th when Donald Duck said, we don't have to respect the Constitution. Well, they said FEMA doesn't have to follow the rules. Oh, you mean the Constitution and the Bill of Rights in the U.S.? We're out of here. We're not consenting to that. And I don't know if you guys are realizing what he's saying. So we're leaving. So we left out of non-consent. We were on our way to Argentina, leaving with a real new car, trying to go as far south as possible, Panama, whatever. We didn't get into Belize without me seeing people, but they're going. It's like, but they knew I was. And then it was like, I'm stuck here in Mexico. This was not my choice. And then I had to heal, and I went looking for clay, and boy, did I find clay. And a nice view of the Pacific and all sorts of other little goodies where you guys can actually have like now a leg to stand on that hill to fight your battle, to die on that hill, this hill of clay. For humanity to go, no, we're not from Canada or Britain. I'm from clay. And I've proven it. And I don't need any of your toothpaste, any of your shampoo, and I look better than you. And I've got all my medicine in case you guys don't get it. And on top of it, it's zero carbon. So that's what I've been doing. Told you. Like, you go, well, we all know it's flat now, and you're not the only one. And no. It's like, follow the guy who brought it to you. He's going to bring you somewhere. That's where I'm going to bring myself somewhere, because invention is the mother of necessity. Survival is the mother of necessity. Right? Result or discovery or intelligence is the mother of necessity. I need to survive. So the system has been discovered. This was what you were supposed to have as a hospital system is when you get hurt. Just clays. And you can mix it with plants, but the clay is like, it's you in form as an earth, as a mud. It was put in the Bible. You didn't get it. Man was made of clay. It's your system for sewing up a cut, taking off cancer, healing anything, putting back your DNA to the design of your spirit that's animating your blood. So that's the medical system, the hospitality system that I'm using to go very far. Alone, with nobody. It doesn't matter what I get. And I could be in the jungle, and I'm going to cover myself in it, and I've got a very good red, and I could like hydrate it with shea butter, and I can go very far with that. And it's weird because, I don't know, I might prune a bit when I come out of it, but I'm going to look very young. My skin's going to be very like regenerated if I got to go very far in the jungle with this. The humidity, moving, blah, blah. And it'll protect me, and nothing's going to puncture it, like anything with a stinger or a needle or teeth, if I put it on thick enough. So that's that done. Can go in the jungle, no problem, with a spear and a knife and maybe a backpack. And the family, if it got to that point, but the fact that I'm at that point freaked my family out. It's like, yeah. And that's where I became alien invader. And it's not that you're going to be invaded. You've been invaded. I knew it long time ago when I was young. I was like, I better start drawing the way this looks. I don't know their language speaking yet. But if I can like do an exact drawing of that woman's face and that house and that hill, they'll just leave me alone. So I started like took images very young because I felt the people around me were not stable with their like globe and their thing and their church and their schools. And I was like, and the way people were really just following me. I felt very independent. And I felt the fact that everybody else didn't feel as independent as me to scrutinize and investigate with these wonderful tools, the eyes, everything, the brain. I didn't have trust in humanity. So I had to like figure out, if I'm going to have children, I've got to like set it up and get enough people like formed with form and like reality. Like, what do you really know here? So when you see Justin Trudeau Castro Ping, dorky dork, it feels like, I don't know how to describe the feeling. It was like, he's going to be like, yeah, they went and got a picture of the Earth from the moon landing. Like, finish the whole spiel, Justin. As a 19 child or 70s boy, my age, whatever, tell them how we went to the moon. And the Russians went to the moon, right? And you ever see the Russian version of going to the moon? You thought like the American staging of the moon was a bit. That was tough to find, but we found it all, right? All the little flaws that can't be the moon. But I always like to say, you mean, so you believe in that scene where like Nixon's on the phone talking to them on the moon? And he's talking to them on the moon on the phone, but the phone's still got to go through like a cord into a wall before he connects to the moon. I find there's something not right with that. It's somebody to call the moon. Plug in the phone. Plug it in on the Earth. Well, we all know before you call the moon, you have to plug the phone into the wall, into the wires in the Earth. Thing. Boop. Boop. Hey, how you fellas doing up there? Richard Nixon here, President of the United States. Hey, Buzz. Great golf tee today. Unbelievable. I see you're on the moon. I see you're on the moon. I'm in my office. I'm actually staring at the photo you guys are taking right now of the Earth from the moon. I'm staring at the photo of the you guys on the moon right now. I'm staring at the photo you're taking right now. Did you see that one? It's on the phone on the moon with the photo of the Earth that they're taking while he's on the call with them. Let me just fax that to you. We're going to fax that to you. I'm not used to faxing or moon travel. I'm a farmer. And it's like, oh, okay. So now we're into like farming, eating, and it's like a farmer goes to the moon. Your science to lie about the globe is brought to you from the very source that they're going to like now take from you and fuck it all up. Like the devil's like, now I'm removing food and water. Now you're going to take the dork? And so this whole thing, like, fall through with it, Trudeau. You're really fascinated with this flat Earth, but you know what's a ball? Talk about when they went to the moon, and as he's talking to them on the, I guess it was Bell Canada or AT&T, it's clear signal on the moon. I have to walk around this property all day until I get a fucking Wi-Fi signal string. These are all my jokes, by the way. I was the one on stage. I was the one on stage in 2007 before the YouTube. I was 2004. I was like already doing it out live shows. YouTube didn't even exist, and I was going to get it all flat. I liked it better with the grassroots and doing shows. That's what was supposed to happen. No YouTube, and I was doing more and more shows about this. Oh, we better introduce YouTube. He's going to go on there. Bottom feeder like clubs will stop because he. And so I'm here. Doesn't mean we're not going to have like a Clay Fest or a Freedom Rebellion Fest or like the Woodstock and like get like Jim Brewer, my buddy Moose Fucker on Instagram. We're there. He's been smart. Steve Hughes, Alexa Lazarov, Rob Schneider, right? Maybe even Alex Stein. And then like, boom, like Van Morrison, people come out against the dork. Musicians like not really any musicians that came out, huh? Real fucking rebel rock stars, them, huh? So we got to get a whole new wave and new generation. And you know what? It happens to be better music. People you never heard of is better music. Now, these people are like, wow, Madonna went and like put on another head, and it's like, she looked like something out of like what was that movie? It's a sci-fi movie, like Dune or something, or I don't know what it is, but she's this redhead with like a triangle chin face with like alien. I don't know what happened, but it's bad. But I just wanted to say that I've got to the point right now where it's like Canada's leader, if you want to call him that, or the one they put in, is talking to a bunch of like drones that have been injected. So was the whole thing like okay, some of them are going to die, but we're going to like turn all these globers, well, not yet, we're going to put something in them. That when we activate them, they become cannibals and attack anybody who's not one of them, or which didn't take the flat Earth. Because I'll tell you now, I'm like, yo, this stuff, it didn't stop. It's lava. I told you like way back in 2016. I'm going to make this go like all over the world like lava. It's not going to stop. You can't stop this. It's plain as day. And they're going to react like they're losing their lunch, like they're like derailed by me. And they're going to speed things up. And because they're speeding things up, not everybody's asleep and going into the like gas chamber. So some of them are going to wait a minute, that's a gas chamber. And then wake up in a minute. And that's where we're at. And there's like, and they're like freaking out. So the more they don't have, the more they are making it up as they go along. And they're not doing the plans they thought were going to go smoothly that they hatched 2,000 years ago when the first guy set them all. And so now it's like people are doing the research for me because I was so arrogant in the beginning. I was so cocky. People are like, this guy's fucking so sure it's flat. I have to disprove it. And they couldn't disprove it. So then they wanted, then it was all about like, I want to come up with one that proves it's flat after I can't prove it's a ball that no one's thought of. And then this would pile up. If I were to continue doing this alone, trying to prove it and prove it was flat, there's no way this much information would have come out. If I was a plumber or I wasn't like, I didn't have the hubris to provoke you as cocky and like knowing, you know, like, oh, this guy's an acid painter and he found out all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. None of this would have gotten done. And it would have taken, I would have needed about I'd have to die when I'm 500 years if I did it all alone. But have enough hubris and be cocky and funny and making fun of the globe and how you think it's a globe. You're like, well, this guy's really, and he's making sense and he's that far ahead of this. I feel late. I don't know. I can't be flat. And I was like, no, this guy's crazy. And then you try to disprove me. It was all like it was like they have a natal psychology to, you know, suddenly spring a bunch of like third worlders on you in UN NATO like uniforms that are going to come flying out of the hotels they've been living in, pretending they're refugees, but they're all like single men and fighting age that are in your country right now. They're going to do more and more of that and expose more and more people that are dorked to snapping out of the trance that it's a little small world after all. And they're going to come on our side and they'll be our kamikazes. They'll be like, go, you're going to die anyways. Go. And they'll run at them and they'll explode graphene or light themselves on fire, whatever it is. I'm not encouraging this. But sooner or later, when they connect the dorks that they've been dorked to death and they have so many days or so many weeks, they're going to want to go and talk to that dorkter, that dorkdom, or George Soros or whatever. They're going to go do it themselves if they connect the dorks. I don't know how strong the signal is. But if the signal's that strong, then who says it isn't strong enough where they just suddenly like start biting into our necks because we said this was a painting. And I've had people in the past, don't know if they were like beta tested dorks way back then, but they've had violent reactions like they're possessed by a demon and it literally bite a flat earther because they can't argue the points. They break with reality and their reaction becomes extremely vitriolic, and then finally biting, kicking, and fighting and pulling hair and bruising. Police show up. They take the side of the person who beat the other, attacked the other because that person deserved it. They have the virus or they're stupid. They think the earth is not a globe. They think it's flat. And it's like, well, you're crazy and this is, you need to knock some sense in her. She thinks it's flat. So you have goons showing up. And this happened in 2017. These 18 started monitoring these tantrums, like something overcame the globe and they became violent. Started coming in. I was like, wow, it's just like this. Imagine they're all demons, they're possessed, and they can't take it, and they all flip on us. And I put that aside. The thing keeps spreading. It's spreading in Saudi Arabia. You got clerics, you got imams, you got like ministers, everybody, Orthodox Church, all this. It's going to destroy the narrative of the next big boogeyman picture that no one's ever going to see, but they're going to follow. And that's the jerk. So the photo or painting thing is fucking everything. Gloriously, awfully, wonderfully, and beautiful mess that we're going to get out of. And so they got to come up with this event. They already have it in place. Everything that they do with the Dork 19 is the same way they're going to shut down people like, you know, going long distances. You can't leave your apartment. And on top of it, we're going to ram all this global warming savior list of to-do list. 15-minute city, cryptocurrency, how much you breathe, blah, blah, tax, plastic bag, all at the same time. And reprogram currency, and now you lock down. If you try to take your money out of your 15-minute zone to escape to Mexico and buy an acre in that math power line community, we're just not going to allow your currency to be, you're not allowed to leave your city anyways. And there's a virus and you're on your block, you're not supposed to leave your house. You're done. Past 2020, lockdown 2020. When I said lockdown 2020 is coming, all throughout 2017-18, I have video of me in the movie, The Craziest Notion Flattening the Curve. Basically, that YouTube channel that started the Flat Earth, the NASA channel, and then became Math Powerline 1, I saved everything. I saved everything and I recut and re-edited it into a masterpiece mini-series of 15 episodes. So, and stuff like it's private movie theater share only. I need your Gmail and you email me. But it comes with a purchase of clay, which is good for your teeth and your hair and everything else. And I'm going to prove it to you. I don't just say the earth is not this shape and I paint. I come up with a system that's a disruptor. It's going to disrupt every system. Furniture is going to be made with clay. Computer housing, phone housing, made with clay. Robots made with clay. So if they get out of hand and they start misbehaving and they touch that child a little wrong, it's like right next to the extinguisher is a bat. And you just hit the ceramic bot. It smashes it into a million pieces. It's a bot. It shouldn't be able to trip up or fall down and break and shatter. So, but if it does something wrong, there's an emergency bat for that bot. Boom, smash the glass, smash the bot. Smash the glass, smash the bot. That's the campaign of 2030 when we start seeing bots on the street. Make them out of ceramics, hybrid ceramics. I got all the clay right here. And we just break the bot's arm, shatters, neutralize it, take the pieces of broken, shattered tibia or robot arm, and then smash it back up, put it in the grog, and then reshape, 3D print a new arm. So you could reuse the ceramics to reprint out a robot's arm. This is what I want to pass laws where they're made out of ceramics. I grab the whole market. It's zero carbon, and it's all here. And so shampoo. What is it? Conditioner. I bet it is conditioner. Conditioner. You put it right in your brain, huh? Yeah. Rinse and repeat. It sounds like what the ideas that come out of your fucking mouth. So toothpaste, going to the dentist. I got an infection in the ear, and I took some of the white kaolin clay, mixed it up with some water, restructured water if you don't have like what I have, a river source or whatever, like a spring, clean, coming through the clay. A well. And mixed it up, pre-soaked it for 2 hours. When it got damp, and it wasn't like liquidy water, I have an open eardrum, had an infection. I fashioned it and twined it into a cone, about that yay big. And I put it in my ear, wet enough where it could release the kaolin mineral compounds to regenerate and heal and get the infection out. But as it's drying in this environment at this temperature, so it's temperature, altitude, humidity, how damp you want to put it in there, because it might get a little more damp if it's humid, right? And it'll take longer to dry. And if you got to watch out, if you got an open eardrum, you don't want liquid pooling there. You want it sucking. So it sucked out the infection that was permeating the walls of the canals of the middle ear and the middle ear area itself that was causing the mucus to spoil into a pus. Pulled it out before it even got to that point. Because liquid went in, it wasn't clean, blah, blah. Put it in, sucked out the liquid, prevented any infection, rebuilt, got even more hearing the next day, and probably pulled some stem cells from the liquid that went in. It was a milk. You know who you are. It was a bad fucking move. And why would I go see sacrifice? Okay, it's like I never took like boner pills. I never took Viagra. Now you want to change my blood. Okay, somebody's a little cocky. It's like at the border, you can't come in. So it's like there's a troll at the bridge for foreigners. It's like, you got to pay there, put this medicine in there, right? You're going to take my buddy's medicine. I'm going to see you and watch you take it. I was like, I know it's like 30 days after, so they don't have to watch you kill yourself. But then you show up with your face paralyzed. It's like, did you take it? What do you think? And it's like, so What do you think? I'm a flipper child. I get half my face. Yeah, I'm gonna die. I got a heart attack last week. Face paralyzed. Sterilized. Yep, sterilized as well. Proof of sterilization before you come in the U.S. So it's like fuck off. Ever since I became a father, it's like sterilization process. It's like you guys are so fucking scared this reproduces. It does. You know what I mean? Like 1,000 over. The new cartel guy around here, he's got 80 fucking sons. He's got daughters too. So this guy went around. And I feel the respect and intimidation of women, men, and entire towns and the federal government and the state government of this guy. Because of that. So it's like, don't feed me this fucking, polygamy. I was like, I've seen how everybody suddenly goes, oh, and they look at this guy like an alien invader. Oh. And it's like, and then everybody's like, okay, do what he says. It's like, you guys really do bend it. So fuck you. You're hypocrites. You know, unless the woman wants to have more, but let's get this thing going. It's like I got one, and it's like I could barely hold on to because of crazy stuff. Right? So, and that's not me. It's not me. It's everybody else's ego. You make the best looking, smartest, and most athletic, superhuman progeny, and then everybody starts going nuts. Yep. Super smart, manipulative. Big freaking 4-year-old, like muscles. It's going to happen. Name is Atlas. I just don't want him to become like a pod boy on the phone all the time. Okay? So if his mom's listening. And so that's the important thing. There's the clay. I had a 4-pack, super refined, 4 bags, any colors. Get the menu. You'll see the colors. What pay 2. And then I brought down the price from $160 to $120. They're 500 grams each, super refined. And you can get semi-refined for a bit cheaper. You can throw numbers at me. I can add in a free makeup kit. We're doing the tubs of the Atlas Unrefined Red Granule. This stuff here. Boom. Solar ventilated outside 6,000 feet, 2 meters deep. Never saw the sun. And then boom, activates, sees the sun. Put it in your mouth and it activates. We got white kaolin granule. We have yellow granule. We have yellow super refined. I have angel pink. This is the Aztec pink. This year for cystic acne, any kind of like lesions or herpes zosters or whatever it is. We got white, which is good for like you broke a bone, you dislocated the bone. You want to have the negative space doing physiotherapy and wrapped around it to reposition your bone. And also because it's white and it's used to replace bone, it's used to make toilets, it's used to make enamel in your teeth. You might as well use it when you crack a tooth. It'll repair and take away the hot, cold pain and take that plaque and transform it into hard enamel. Because that's what plaque is. It's enamel regeneration. Everything is wrong. They want you stripping that off. Like they're stripping aluminum, like they're stripping your skin with all these solvents and surfactants and binders. These are words for the ingredients of paint, house paint, in your makeup, in your cosmetics. So if you want like a bag of like 6 to 8 colors, I think it's 10 colors actually.